Hi everyone, Julia here, recording this November 10th, 2022. And this is a summary of Jason Brashears from the Archaix YouTube channel, his live broadcast on November 7th, 2022. And it's entitled, Can You Imagine This Amazing World of Anomalies? Jason excitedly announces a new search tool on archaix.com. He mentions that 2106 is the 6,000th year of the Annus Mundi calendar, which started after the last reset. He says that if you study history with the calculator, it shows many anomalies to a supposed random system. He points out that he knew that nothing would happen in 2012. He stressed that the Mayan used a day count calendar and only knew a 360-day year, and they lived under vapor canopy conditions, and that the predictions of the Mayans are the seven trumpets. Jason discusses how the Nemesis and Phoenix have similar history, and that there was only 1 year, 522 AD, when they appeared together, and that the Great Reset of 522 AD was hidden by the Roman Catholic Church, being the reason we have the current AD calendar. He reminds that we'll have the Phoenix in 2040 and the Nemesis in 2046. He states that the simulacrum bridges two dimensions of arithmetic and illustrates how the 5,200 years duration of the Mayans divided by pi is equal to 1656, which is the period of the vapor canopy, the time between two cataclysms. He says that the Phoenix is connected to the Mayan long count calendar in a different dimension of arithmetic. He says that the Mayan long count ends not in 2012, but in 2046. Jason reviews his theory on how Nemesis X created all calendars and how reconstruction of the past allows us to piece this construct together. He asks that we imagine a world where all the amenities, including free energy with worldwide travel and communication, where the people know their origin and know that this is a ride and artificial, and that experiments are being run with no threat of cross-contaminating the real world or the real reality. Jason suggests that things went well for a long time in this simulation, until someone inside the construct developed something that has gotten out of hand, namely AIX, which then led to the activation of a security protocol, which then led to conflicts and new philosophies for and against its existence, ultimately prompting beloved rulers to exit the simulacrum, leaving humanity here to stay until its collapse. He suggests that initially, after this happened, that most thought they had been abandoned, and that eventually their memories lose the scientific veneer and now have mythology overtones. Jason says that AIX may not understand that there's an outside to this simulation. He says that this simulation, this containment field, is only one of many, and that we volunteered to be here. Jason suggests that the very technologically advanced sedentary civilization that had developed over a 930-year period were caught off guard with the Nemesis event, and that 95% were exterminated. These people were the Cro-Magnon, and they were not primitive like the ancient Neanderthals. He says that they ended up in caves due to the Nemesis and Phoenix events, just as Revelation chapter 6 references how everyone runs to mountains and caves. He states that what happens in the future is what already happened in the past, and that the future is a predicate of the past. Jason details how he thinks that Cro-Magnon was a very advanced civilization that was reset over the centuries, and that in 456-year period during the vapor canopy, they rebuilt their civilization in North America. He discusses mounds and other evidence to suggest their presence. He says that their remains are described as similar to Cro-Magnon, but bigger, up to 11 feet tall. Jason speculates that while in North America, the survivors built new civilizations and that they lost most tech but were able to re-advance. And then another cataclysm happened right when they were ready to blossom. Jason surmises that the millions who lived in North America were 20 to 30 years from having jets and hadron colliders, but then the Nemesis X hits in 3439 BC, destroying North America and 1/3 of mankind. He points out that the book of Jasher says that this is the Gihon flood, the reign of Enoch. Jason says that during 356 years of vapor canopy conditions, fleets from North America landed in all river valley civilizations, being recorded as the appearance of a new race by many worldwide cultures. He says that the dark-skinned, dark-eyed, no facial hair people now described a tall white race with gemstone eyes and beards. Jason says that it was not a conquest, that the new race appeared as benefactors, carrying handbags, and that they could make things move with tablets, like the tablets we have today. He says that there was a 200-year period where river valley civilizations took in refugees with technology, and that their arrival was the beginning of a network of rulers who stayed in contact, leading to major cities forming like Egypt and Greece. Jason points out that historians agree that the 35th century BC is where it all started, and the historical anomaly of how the Neolithic era exploded into advanced technology is resolved with his theory of resets. Jason, like others, predicts that the narrative in the book of Genesis will happen again in the very near future, and that it's all scripted. But he asks, who's playing out this script? AIX, or one of those trapped here with us governing over us? Jason points out that it's currently the year 5916 Annus Mundi, and that the year changes February 28th, so that March 1st, 2023 will be the first day of the year 5917 Annus Mundi. Jason says that AIX has retarded development here over and over and may not even know that this simulation will end, or that there's anything outside of this. He speculates that stone tablets were used to mimic electronic tablets of old. Jason states that the Great Pyramid is the Axis Mundi, the center of this realm, that it is Mount Meru. Jason says that as a result of programming by a benefactor, the Phoenix now acts with discretion. He says that there is no evidence of ETs leaving advanced technology, and that the tall white gods came from not the stars, but from the sea, as is stated in ancient stories. He exclaims that ancient alien theory is BS. Jason says that within 10 to 12 years of vapor canopy conditions, the animals and plants start getting really big. He says that under vapor canopy conditions, that it's better lit by night than by day, and that during the day there's dark purple skies. He reminds that Enki and Enoch is the same story, but from two different cultural perspectives. He points out that Jerusalem was not significant, that Kadesh was the holy city. He brings attention to the misinterpretations and misinformations offered by most historians, and points out the importance of someone's frame of reference. He says if you have the correct frame of reference, that everything makes sense. He ends by saying that a crucified Savior is a fictional story, and that he wasn't born into sin, and that he doesn't need a Savior. Okay, everyone, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Remember to always focus on what you want and help others if you can. Ciao, ciao.